The Patronarchy.
It's time for my friends to talk about theirs. Mike, my friend, please tell us about your encounters with the Patronarchy.
I'm going to start off with a pizzeria I used to work in. It was not my favorite job. I learned to make pizzas. I guess that's the bonus. But it was a very cramped place. The ovens were right behind us. They're in the summertime, so hot. You're just covered in sweat.
Oh, yeah.
And it's easy to kind of not be in a great mood sometimes, and makes the customer service much more annoying to deal with. There's nothing worse than serving people food, I feel like, because people are so damn picky and they're so needy, and if you get something wrong, depending on the person, they'll be the worst people imaginable. And there was a few different instances, circumstances I can remember, but I'll mention one from that. So we got this phone call from somebody who was just kind of not being very clear in what they wanted, and they kept changing their mind. They would say they wanted mushrooms, but then they'd say a different topping, and then we do you still want the mushrooms? And they're like, what? No. And then later on they'd add mushrooms back on, and then they started then talking to someone in the background, and then there was even some debate about whether or not they still wanted the pizza.
Oh my God.
And it was so freaking confusing that when we got off the phone, we were like, should we make this pizza or not? Because I don't even know if this guy's coming, with the way that was going, and then I don't even, she was kind of an assistant manager, but
Okay.
she basically said, no, let's not waste a pizza if we don't know anything. So this guy shows up.
Of course. Of course. I mean, I understand what your manager was thinking. I mean, it sounds like this guy was so chaotic. I'd probably put my money on he might even show up. So I can see where your manager is coming, but of course he shows up. That's indecisive customers can just drive you freaking nuts, man. I mean, it is crazy. It's just so fucking crazy. But anyway, continue. Sorry, that's just me venting a bit.
Oh yeah, no, it's understandable. But so he shows up expecting his pizza to be hot and ready to go, and I was like, hey, that guy showed up, and she was like, okay. And then she came out for both of us to kind of address him.
Yep.
And we were just like, yeah, sir, if you just want to wait a little bit, we will start that pizza up for you. Well, you already know where this is going. I mean, he wants it right now. He is absolutely flipping furious that it wasn't ready for him when he got to the door.
Here we go.
And he started screaming, mostly at the assistant manager. I feel so bad for her. She was such a lovely person. I really liked her a lot. And she was such a a good worker. Everybody liked her. And he was screaming at her. And I was just I didn't know what to do. And she was trying to hold it together with him, but he was just being a total dick. Fortunately, our actual manager, the upper general manager, came into the shop around this time.
Okay.
And he was able to kind of get in the middle of it, but she started crying. I felt so bad for her.
Oh.
I felt so bad for her. It broke my heart because she was a really great person, really really fantastic worker, like I said. But this guy really got to her. I've never seen her like that. I mean, so he just broke her down. It was really sad. But yeah, guess what though? We gave him a stupid pizza anyways. So
Did you still make him pay for it, or was it at this point because he freaked out? Was the manager just give it to him?
oh man, I wonder what happened. I'm wondering. I can't remember. I know the manager, he dealt with calming the guy down.
Oh, okay.
And
So
he dealt with whether or not the guy paid, I guess.
Okay, so he took it all the way at that point.
Yeah, he handled it. He just had to stand to the side. Of course, in the back, I totally started supporting, my, the assistant manager and just saying look, she did nothing wrong, nothing at all. This guy came in just screaming, and so yeah, it was an unfortunate situation. But that is just one of many examples of how customers can be.
Yeah, that is a damn shame. I mean, now the manager that initially dealt with him before the general manager came in, did she get in trouble for the situation? Did the general manager come down on her, or did he understand?
No, fortunately he understood. I mean, he saw how intense the guy was,
right.
And I think she was really worried that she was going to be in trouble, and like especially when I started saying my side of it and just saying like, look, this is what happened. But I think the manager was a pretty cool dude, also the general manager, and he was totally open to hearing what happened from her side and everything. And once that was all said, then he was just trying to calm her down. And he was like, no, it's totally okay. It's totally okay. And he was great with her, and like and then she was she shook it off, and she she got right back on track, and she was great again. I mean she was always solid. She was one of my favorite people to work with.
Oh man, that's great. I'm glad she I'm glad she was okay. And it's also great when the general manager having her back, because sometimes you can have such a bad day at work, but if you've got a good manager who's like a legit leader, like somebody, they will have your back at the end of the day. And having them like say, hey, no, you're fine, that guy was freaking out, or that woman was freaking out, or what have you, it's such a relieving thing for that happen. At the end of the day, the manager lets hey, you're fine, don't worry about it, because a bad day, if you have a manager that doesn't have your back, even the day that's technically good by customer standard can be horrible, and it just mounts up. So I'm so glad the GM had her back, and I'm assuming you had your back at the same time.
Yeah, and well, that's certainly not the only time that's happened in my life where a manager's had to like try to figure out who is being more straight with me, the customer or the employee.
Right.
Fortunately, in most circumstances, actually, usually the managers do side with the employee.
Yeah.
Like I've had really good managers over the years, and they usually do get your back.
Hey everyone, if you enjoyed that and you want to see the full episode, click the link on the left. If you want to see what else I got, click the one on the right.